Alright, what is up guys? Losomaniac here, and welcome back to welcome to this video, I guess. I need to start getting used to saying something like that. Hold on. And today, I want to talk about my experience playing a Renegade, during Mass Effect. Now, in case some of you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the game Mass Effect has like two moralities systems. One of them is Paragon, where you are very nice, and whatnot. You kind of, if there was a case of like pacifism versus not pacifism, this is more of the pacifist sort of route, where you're very like nice and like you put people first instead of yourself. And whatnot. But Renegade is the badass stuff. Now, I'm very familiar with the Paragon routes. That is what I'm more familiar with because I'm very sensitive and I don't like people judging me. But during my 11th playthrough, I'm now on playthrough 12. So that kind of shows you how early this was. I had an idea, or maybe this was around like my 9th or 10th playthrough. I had an idea that I would randomize the entire thing. Now, what I mean by that is none of the major choices in the game are going to be mine. Any of the choices, whether it be the gender, the romance option, the class, the only thing that doesn't really change, well, I guess doesn't change, is the background. So, Spacer, Earthborn, or Colonist doesn't really matter because that doesn't really have like a huge impact on the game. I guess none of the classes do as well, but new experiences, you know. And so I randomized the whole thing, and I'm not gonna give away like all the choices just because I have like the randomized options out already. Well, the ones I mentioned already, some of the minor ones like who survives Vermeer, does Rex die during Vermeer, the whole like the Genophage sabotage, the whole thing, that's gonna be randomized off camera. So, and I'll make a separate video talking about it. But one of the options that I had to do is Renegade. So my Shepherd is gonna be a Renegade player. Thing is, I don't know how to play Renegade. It's not like anything changes. The only thing that changes in terms of Renegade is the dialogue options, but I don't like doing Renegade a whole lot. I mostly prefer Paragon, obviously. So I decided to take the time to start over, and the only thing that really changed was who survived Vermeer, and my Renegade character. Because Caden usually survives Vermeer for me because I cannot stand Ashley for the goddamn life of me, but I figured that'll be something new to change. So yeah. And so now that I went through Mass Effect 1. I'm currently on Mass Effect 2. I'm just finishing up Mass Effect 2. I have 3 more loyalty missions before I do the Reaper IFF. I have Samara's, Grunts, and Thanes. The last one I did was Jack, and I did I calmed both Jack and Miranda down, so, which, love the Renegade option, love the Renegade dialogue for that whole argument between Jack and Miranda. I love the Renegade options as a whole, but I prefer Paragon a lot more. So let's talk about my experience with Mass Effect 1, because I got some shit to say. First of all, here's the thing that you need to know about Mass Effect, the first one, and their morality systems. Not everything has a morality system to it. Let me explain. So the first ever like brush you would have, or the first experience you will have with the morality system, is during the first general area where you talk with Joker and Caden. If you're very polite to them, you get some Paragon points. If you're very like shape up maggots and whatnot, then you get Renegade points. So I figured it would be the case where, well, I knew that like not everything was going to have morality points, but I didn't know how extreme it was until I got to the conversation between Nihilist and Andersons as you're just setting up to Eden Prime, or as you're headed to Eden Prime, and you learn that your mission is going to make you become a Spectre. The entire time I ran Renegade, thinking that I would get some Renegade points, turns out no. So I was like, okay, I can ease up a bit, you know? I can be Paragon for some parts, but not everything. Problem is, no idea when Renegade or Paragon counts, so I have to like blindside this and figure out which one is Renegade and which one's not. And I came to the conclusion that nothing makes sense with these morality points. Thankfully, in Mass Effect 2, they kind of just give you Paragon points or Renegade points or morality points just for simply beating a mission. But depending on like your dialogue options are for those missions is very kind of shows determines how more of the Paragon or Renegade or I guess morality points you get. So with Mass Effect 1, some of the more Paragon and Renegade or morality, I'm just try and start saying morality because I'm gonna say Paragon and Renegade so much. So the more areas, so the area that has a guaranteed morality area is in the first game, the start of the game where you talk to Joker and Kaidan, like I mentioned. Talking to Kaidan after Jenkins dies, talking with Ashley. Although granted, there's more Paragon than Renegade on that one, so you got to be careful with that one. You're more Paragon if you have nicer response to the scientists, but if you knock out one of the scientists, you get 5 Renegades, so you get more Renegade than Paragon for that section. There are some other ones during Pharos. If you kill half of the I learned that if you kill half of the colonists, you can still have the Exogeny people with Shiala, but you get half. So if you kill like half of the colonists, you get more Renegade than Paragon. At least I did. So yeah, the only one I knew that was a guarantee. There was like 2 places throughout the entire thing that I knew was a guarantee, which was, it was the Joker Kaidan conversation at the beginning and the colonists at Pharos. Because I have accidentally killed some of the colonists during a Paragon playthrough, and I've gotten like 4 Renegade. I think so. I killed 2 colonists in that one. When I was playing a Paragon character. Now here's the thing. When it comes to Mass Effect 2, I figured throughout the whole thing I would have to be like an asshole to like the people who I don't want to, which is Miranda mostly. Because yeah, sure, she may be second in command, but she's weird. She's mysterious in her own ways or something like that. She's one of those where she's like, yeah, cool. And that just makes me feel weird. I won't spoil too much because and I can't really talk about it just because, I'm not really, I haven't beaten Mass Effect 2 and I haven't done Mass Effect 3 as a Renegade. I'm not going full Renegade, because I have like a full bar of Paragon and like 5.5, or I guess, yeah, 4.5 bars of Renegade. I assume, yeah. So I'm very, I'm getting there. I have to use, like, if you go on the Fallout, or not the Fallout, the Mass Effect wiki, there's, like, morality guides. I have to use the freaking morality guide for Mass Effect 2. Just cause I am terrible at this. I did actually, there was only one time that I actually had to go back because I did a Renegade option that I didn't want to, which was it was destroying Malin's data during Mass Effect 2. Now, here's the thing. Like I mentioned before at the beginning of this video, I'm randomizing the options. But for the most part, if some of the options don't come up, like for example, sabotaging the genophage. Since I'm playing a Renegade character, if I have to cure the genophage, then it doesn't really matter. I have to like do some Paragon stuff. So something like that will be pretty helpful. But I do also get Paragon points by simply letting Eve know, as well as everyone else in the thing, about the sabotage of the Shroud. in Tuchanka. So I do get Paragon points for that. So it'd be impossible for me to go full Renegade on that. Another thing, so I actually had to go back. So after I destroyed, because I don't want to destroy the Genophage. I don't want to go too far out yet, beyond my realm of use or my realm of. I don't want to break too far out into what I'm used to. Not yet. Not until I do my randomized game because I want to do something new. Oh, in case you guys are wondering, I recorded that the whole intro thing in December. I think December or the first week of this month. It was either last year or this year that I recorded that. I still have yet to do the whole randomized thing. So yeah, but there were some interesting experiences. I'm not gonna dig too much in. If you do, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but if you do like full Renegade on Jacob's loyalty mission, that is by far the most disturbing and most uncomfortable and darkest thing I have ever experienced in a goddamn game ever. That is so bad. If you guys want to know, then you could just either play it yourself or go on YouTube. I don't want to talk about it just because I'm terrible at explaining stuff, and me having to explain that is gonna be a goddamn nightmare. So yeah, but yeah, if you guys have done the Renegade ending for Jacob, or not the Renegade ending, but if you guys have done like the Renegade choices when confronting Jacob and his dad, that's all I'll say, then you guys will know how dark it is. Another thing that changed is ever since I learned how to Paragon Zaid's loyalty mission, I have done nothing but the Paragon ending for Zaid's loyalty mission, or the Paragon path, which I have done successfully every time because I don't want to make a mistake like I did with an argument between Jack and Miranda. The second time I played through the game, I was romancing Miranda to get the what was it? It was the Paramore 3 trophy, because I had the first two because I romanced Liara in the first and third game. So I had to like go through I wanted to go through and romance Miranda to get Paramore 3. And so for that one, I forgot when I did Jack's loyalty mission, but I did it too early because I didn't have enough Paragon points, because again, I'm playing a Paragon. I didn't have enough Paragon points to calm both of them down, so I had to side with Miranda, yelling at Jack, just because I'd already committed to Miranda, and if I committed to Jack now, that would have been... Because you gotta understand, I did both the conversations as well as I went through... all 4 of the conversations you get before her loyalty mission, and then I did her loyalty mission, and then, so basically at that point I had romanced her, so what's the point of romancing her if I'm just now gonna suddenly be like, you know what, screw you. So... I had to side with Jack, which made the whole thing weird, and the whole time I was freaking out, because I was like, how do I do this? Turns out, the YouTuber Big Dan Gaming, who makes a lot of Mass Effect related videos, made a video on how to get 100% Paragon, so that fixed that, and I was able to get Jack's loyalty. But still, like, that was a huge mess. What was I getting? Okay, so I mentioned... Yeah, so, sorry, ADHD kicked in for a moment there. So yeah, so I did, ever since that whole Miranda and Jack debacle where I had sided with Miranda attacking Jack because I couldn't pass the speech checks, I always make sure that I'm like, oh, do I want to do this now? Because I want to get a good end. Unless I unintentionally chose to not get the only time I won't do loyalty missions is if it's my intention to do so. Like, for example, one of the stuff I have planned, I have like a bunch of like stuff I want to do. One of the stuff I have planned is only make sure that the romance options survive the suicide mission, which means Miranda, Tally, Jack, Jacob, Garrus, and Thane. That means I have to like kill off like half of the squad. Yeah, the other half, because that's 6 romance options in total, and considering the fact that there are 12 squad mates, I have to kill off the rest. I have to kill off the other half. Which is a ridiculous yes, but could it be interesting? Absolutely. Considering the fact that it's Miranda, Jack, and keeping Tally and Garrus alive. I don't really care that much for Jack, but I keep Miranda alive. I also want to try and do like a thing where like I only keep one squad mate alive, if that's even possible. Something tells me I doubt, but you never know, you know. So yeah, so there's that. That one might actually be a bit tricky. Ooh, we'll see. I want to keep only Miranda alive. That is not possible. I'm sure of it. But I'll give that a try and talk about that. So yeah, so along ADHD, man, all over the place today. So yeah, I did have some fun with some Renegade moments. Trying to think of, there had to have been like a loyalty. Jack's, as I was doing Jack's loyalty mission, the part where you have to deal with Aresh. If you tell Jack to kill Aresh, and then you use the Paragon interrupt, that one was pretty fun to witness. The only part that was tough for me was Tally's loyalty mission, because I already have a full bar. I almost have a full bar Paragon, so I'm trying to avoid like all these Paragon interrupts. Maybe like as I get familiar with Renegade more and the less Paragon I have, then maybe I can make some exceptions to the rule. But I had to. But since I had a full Paragon or almost a full bar Paragon, because I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. One of the things I couldn't do, which I really wish I could have, was hug Tally whenever it came to her father, seeing her father's body. So that was interesting. And that was tough for me to go through. Yeah, doing Garrus's loyalty mission, I already I already made Garrus kill Sidonis because I was always scared of how that mission would end if you just won Sidonis the whole time. But then I watched Big Dan Gaming's video on it, and then so I was like, maybe I'll get around to it at some point. And yeah, some of the ones I think will be easier to manage is Samara's loyalty mission. Can I just say for the record, you get more Renegade points killing Samara than you do Paragon points killing Morinth. That is the dumbest shit ever. I gotta try it one of these times. Maybe further on down the road. But right now, I just wanna. Maybe I could have Morinth killed somehow. But right now, I'm sticking to my necessities. Save all 12 and keep Samara, and don't replace Samara with Morinth. I'm sticking to my usual that I usually do. In case some of you guys are wondering, I'm romancing Liara this time around. Even though I romanced her already, more times than I think I romanced Miranda, but still, I mean, my romance option is different this time around during the whole randomized stuff. It's not the usual 3 from Mass Effect 1, and it's not Miranda. It is Mass Effect 2, but it is not Miranda or any other. I'm not going to say who it is, because that'll ruin the video. I'm trying to think if there's any other sort of ones. There isn't really much. The only dumb thing was that there was only one time when I wasn't really worried about getting Paragon points, which was during Tally's loyalty mission in the first game, not the second, the first one. Or loyalty mission. It was to like complete her pilgrimage and whatnot. You have to like go through all the Geth. You have to give her like Geth data. Now, if you don't give her the Geth data, you get Renegade points, but it's only one. Like one Renegade point, not one bar, not one block of it, not one block of Intimidate, and not one bar of Renegade. Like one single Renegade point. And the only reason why I wasn't worried about getting Paragon for that one was because it is also 1 point of Paragon if you if you just give her the data. So I was like, okay, that's not too bad. Another interesting one that I've done for the first that I rarely do that I did for this time around. I've only done this once before then was doing Garrus's loyalty mission in Mass Effect 1. Again, loyalty mission. And the only time I ever really done it was whenever I stopped Garrus. The first time I did that, I stopped Garrus from killing Dr. Salion because I wasn't really sure how that would play out. But then the second time around, I was like, you know what? I'm desperate for Renegade. Let me talk to Garrus and Rex, and I did all that. So yeah. And I made Garrus kill Dr. Salion. So there's that. Yeah, so before I make this like a minute-long video of me staring at nothing, as much as it's a funny video that would be, I'm gonna end this episode here. If you guys did enjoy this video, for some reason, let me know by leaving a like. Comment down below, if you play Mass Effect and you kind of did the opposite of what you're used to, or the opposite morality of what you're used to, so if you're usually Renegade and you did a full Paragon, let me know what you thought in the comment section. Maybe once I'm done with Mass Effect 3, I can kind of go over and review, like, okay, I had problems here, and here, and then I can make this a much better video than it is now. But as the title says, it is at the moment, or so far. I'm not sure what I'm going to title this. So yeah, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you do subscribe, hit that bell notification to be notified as to when I upload, because I do not have a schedule. And yeah, if you also want to help out this channel even more, the best way to do so is by sharing with friends. I blanked out there for a moment. So by sharing with your friends, that'll really help out this channel greatly. And I would also appreciate it. Lose the Manic out.